I think I'm going to leave that in for posterity. So tonight you can go home and hear yourself hacking up a lung. Okay, look. Passive, right? Passive transport. Remember, why would it be, first of all, any energy required here? No. None, right? So you got to know that. And when you did your, matter of fact, I said it was the two things that I asked you after we did our poster and then our presentation, and you were able to tell me. So no energy, and then if I say it's diffusion, it's going from area of high concentration to low. And so you got to think of this as this. So if there's a lot of particles here, they're really highly concentrated. Where are they going to go? By nature. Doesn't even have to think about it. Where are they going to go? Where? They're going to go down. And then what's going to happen is they're going to even out, right? Now, this is down the gradient. Or you could say it's with the gradient. Okay? Maybe write that down. That would be something clue, a good thing to remember. In passive transport, like diffusion, some forms of osmosis, it's going to go with the gradient. It's going to go downhill, or like you push the rock off the hill. It's going to go that way. It doesn't require any energy. Now today we're going to talk about active transport. That would be over here. Okay. You see the difference? Is it going to require energy to push that rock uphill? Absolutely. That'd be a nightmare. That'd be a nightmare. And so you want to think about this. You are pushing a few things against the gradient. So you're actually going against the gradient. In this case, you'd be going uphill would be analogy for it. Okay. And so it requires energy to push something against the gradient. All right. So active transport. Not much here you got to know. Okay, so there's that big, long definition. I'm going to read it. You just pick out the things and you write in your own. Unless you want to write every word, and that's okay. Process of moving large molecules from an area of low concentration to an area of high concentration. Okay? Of moving, pushing would be good. And then look what it requires. Energy. Now, we're getting ready to go into where you're going to see ATP a lot. Adenosine triphosphate. Matter of fact, the next unit is about cells and energy and how they get their energy. You're going to see this. ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is what our body is after. It is a chemical battery that can be recharged over and over and over again. Used, recharged. Used, recharged. And so right now, if you had breakfast, your body's taking all that glucose, making lots of ATP out of it.
Yes.
Massive amounts of ATP. Maybe for you. Now, anytime you see ATP, usually in a cartoon form like this, check it out. It's always like in a star. That's just telling you that it is energetic. That's a sign to you that, whoa, okay, that's energy. Now, this process obviously is going to require energy because, look, you're going from an area of low to an area high. These things don't want to be here. They want to be equal, and they're trying to get this way, but our bodies are able to push it across against that gradient. Okay, that's active transport. Now, two examples, and then we're done. And this should be, let me change this quick. This should be active. Okay. So remember, if the particles are large, they just can't seep through the membrane. Or if they're really too polar, if they're too positive or too negative, they're not going to seep through that membrane. And so the body's got to come up with an ingenious way to do it. And here's two examples of it that you need to know. This is called phagocytosis. Phagocytosis, and again, big word, you always split it. Now, most of you don't know. I mean, you might be able to tell me what it is, but you can't tell me exactly what the word means. Cytosis just means a cell, I guess, process. Cytosis is a cell process. And then phago is just as a word that means to eat. So it's a cell process where the cell is eating something. It's taking in something large. And if you look the animation, you can see it down here. It's going to take in the large particle, whatever it is. This could be like a white blood cell eating a bacteria, takes it in, goes to the lysosome. Remember, it's full of digestive enzymes that's going to digest it. And if the cell uses it for food, it's going to break it down and use it. And there's going to be waste and it's going to get rid of it. And then it's just going to reverse the process. This one over here, if you break it, right, we know cytosis is a cell process. They're going to be very similar. You're looking at it. But pino means to drink. So we're talking the fluid, usually droplets that are bigger and they can't get in. And so that's how that's the difference between phagocytosis and pinocytosis. But these are two. This is requiring ATP. So ATP is being shot in to help that happen, and ATP, I'll just go ahead and use this guy since he's here, is being shot in to use that. We're always using energy. This is one of the ways. Okay. All right, and then to finish up, endocytosis. Cell process. Oh, there's that cytosis again. There's that cytosis again. Cell process. What does endo mean? Do you remember when I told you? Pretty sure I told you. Say it. Thought somebody just said it.
Is it inside?
Yeah, a cell process taking something in. What's exo? Outside. So it's a cell process taking something out. And so you just follow the arrows, and this is what you're going to see. Again, white blood cells eating a bacteria would be great here. Or if you drink a Gatorade, that's the kind of particles that you would take in your cell during pinocytosis. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Maybe a little longer than 5 minutes.